Sigmas! Sigmas! What's up? Today's gonna be longer. I'm gonna say this right now because at the end of the video, I want to go through this. I'm gonna create it right now because I'm locked. I don't know why it's not forming. Can I? Can we get this to work, please? Hello? Why is Discord fucking popping out? What the fuck is this rage bait? It's not working. Not working. Not working. We're in. All right, so ignore this. We didn't take a trade today. I'll explain. First things first, I want to this is gonna be kind of packed. Well, what the fuck? No, I'm not signing out on this. Let's search up docs. Try and get like Google Docs. Okay. Okay. The 10. I'll get back to this at the end of the video. You can stay if you want. It's not trading stuff, it's advice stuff. I'll put this back here. So I actually decided I wanted to do 10. Literally walking my dog 20 minutes ago. Because I thought of an advice type of thing. And I'm gonna get back to this, but it's kind of love yourself. I'm gonna expand on that, and I'm gonna write. And um, let's just get to the trading first because nobody really gives a shit about me. I'm not TGR. What the fuck is this? Psychology? No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna make it trading days. And this is also recap, so it's like, what the fuck is the purpose? I'm not teaching y'all anything. I just kind of explain what I do. Let's get to it. This is one of the combines that I told you guys about. Referencing my old videos. It's supposed to be recap. Basically, fake accounts. I take trades on them before I take trades on my main account because these were previously lost or blown. Saying lost instead of blown is funny. And this one I specifically trade the first thing I see, right? Immediate buys. And I think you can tell from how fucking down we are. We're at 20,000. You start at 50. And also I do over leverage these, so I do 5 cons. NQ, which is basically the max you can do, or 50 MNQ, which is the same exact thing. Um, I do that. On my main one, I do a few MNQ, so like maybe one NQ, a few MNQ. I don't over leverage at all. So that's why this is so blown. This is from yesterday. Kind of explain that. I might do a weekly recap. Let's start with today. I'm gonna go to 30-minute. I did mark out a trade, so that's the only reason I'm showing you. Usually I don't know, what the Sigma. All right, let's just get to it. I'm just gonna make this fast because I want to talk about this advice thing. I think it's pretty cool. Plus, I just like, I don't know, I like shit like this. It's, I'm sorting walls, bro. It's so hot in my room. Let me turn on the fan. All right. All right. I honestly think it was pretty easy today. Third day in a row now. Third day where my bias it didn't go in that direction. Now, again, I marked out a winning trade. I didn't. I should have probably started with that. I marked out a winning trade, but I didn't take it because it followed through when I wasn't on the markets. I'll explain that in a second. So this is what we got starting out. So initial starts. There's this high. I don't know what's going on here. Let me just go back to the 15. So no, I'm gonna go back to the hourly. Fuck that. We had previously taken out all-time highs. What the fuck is my shit look so ugly for? All-time highs. When was all-time highs? Okay, what the fuck? I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, these are all-time highs. One of these little peaks is going to be all-time high, right? And we took it out a while ago, and we're just pushing past. I don't know, playing around in the dirt. And today, which is the 23rd, or yes, yeah, today, we took out another sweep from yesterday, so I'm just gonna call this an hourly. I don't even care if it's like a daily or not. I'm not gonna check. We took this out and we failed to take this out. On ES, on NQ, we took out everything, so it is a S&P. But more so, just focus on the sweep. Oh, I marked out longs. What am I doing? No, actually, so we're looking for shorts because we're kind of like, if you can tell, I'm gonna do this. This is cool. If you can tell, wait, does this? Yeah, look retarded. Let's take this off real quick. I'm getting distracted. Sorry, my mind's all over the place. All right, start here. What's my thought process? We came up, we went down. It looks like we're gonna retrace, go back farther down. I'm bearish, of course. Looks like, oh right, we took this out, which was kind of all that was on my mind. This is just like a little sweep, fair value gap here. It looks just sexy for shorts, plus shilts. So that's kind of all I have on my mind. I can now get rid of this. No, I can't. I'm just gonna wait till I mark some more stuff out. 1 minute. Immediately, we move up. It looks like we re-sweep this, and we're still like following through this fair value gap. We're re-sweeping. We go down. Okay. Trade opportunity to be taken here. This isn't my trade that I marked out. This actually happened um, while I was watching the markets, and this is actually a trade I missed. Yeah, ceramics is becoming a bitch. It is. I'll say. She's basically explaining to us, because we just started a new project. You don't give a fuck. I was basically way while this happened. I got back about right here. My thought process was, this is completely missed. I'm not going to take this. So I was just waiting for another resweep if I'm going short. So yeah. So I kind of get back on over here at 10. So what I will say is, this moves back into the 0.618. We retrace. We break structure on this candle. So reasonable takes anywhere. You mark this here. Or if you want to call that a fair value gap, I would just mark it at this wick. Pull a 1-to-1. That's a winning trade. That's not what I marked out though. I literally I saw that, and I saw that about right here, but I was like, it's too late. Had I taken a 1-to-1 here, it would have been a miss because, ooh, that's had I taken that exact moment, I might have won. But I'm not. I don't risk trades like that. That's insanely stupid. But we're still bearish because we reswept. We didn't really take anything out here. If we check on EOS, it didn't. And so I was like, this is a retrace. We move up, move down. So the shock looks really good. Well, what did you take? This is obviously a break of structure. I was sussed out. I can't lie. I was sussed out. We did tap into this fair value gap before I moved down, but if I'll be 100% with you guys, we didn't even tap the 50%, and I was looking for a better break structure. So Daddy didn't take shorts there. No, he didn't. So we move up, and so I'm like, okay, I'm showing like a villain if we're not going to take shorts. Right now, we have this move down. Literally, I was thinking like at this exact moment, had we gone down a little bit more, I would have taken shorts. We didn't break structure, and now at this moment in time, I'm kind of like realizing that my bias might just be completely like wrong. Where's this? What the fuck? No, I'm just gonna say I have no clue what's going on. I don't know why we moved up. I had it marked out though. I'll explain. We didn't. This was all consolidation, so I was just looking at the market. I was like, well, that kind of sucks. Um, no clear breaker structure, and even if this kind of was like set and equal, I wouldn't call that a breaker structure because that's just like that's not sexy break. You want a sexy break, like, and that was definitely what you should be considering is like even if this does break structure, you're gonna want a cleaner structure break, which is what I was looking for. I didn't get that. We move up. I'm like, okay, what's going on? We kind of inverse this break structure, but it's looking like consolidation, so I leave it. I could have taken this, which would have been a losing trade. We break structure on this into it for value gap. We didn't actually wouldn't have taken this. Honestly, we weren't moving into anything serious. Going down, and so we started to move up. I kind of got back on the market right here. And I was looking for longs because we had just formed a fair value gap, and this was just too late for a trade for me, so I didn't take anything. But I will say this was a trade that to be taken had I stayed on the market for like another 10 minutes. I saw this after the fact. Silly mess. So we break structure right here. We go here. You enter with your thing at this bottom again. 1-to-1. So 1-to-1, and so that's a green trade. Green FN. That's what I am. So there was 2 trades to be taken today. This is what I have marked out. Or actually 3. I'm not gonna be like super biased towards my strategy because my strategy did lose 1 trade today. And that's this one, which I was telling you guys about because this is a breaker structure as well. This is the breaker structure I'm talking about right here. It's not a sexy break, but if I was rushing a trade, I stopped rushing, which is again why I didn't take this trade. But had I been like rushing this day, this is the trade to be having marked out. Only do 101 for me, so boom, that's losing. So these are the 3 trades. I only marked out this one at the time. I just saw this. It's no, I did see that during. I was telling you guys during the class, but I was like looking away from my phone for a few minutes, so I missed the opportunity to take this, which is the only reason to take this. And then this one was just way later, like an hour later. I was in a different class, and I usually don't trade in that class. I usually just take during ceramics. So second day in a row that ceramics has been a bitch. I'm not gonna bitch about it. I will say I did mark out longs after this retrace, because like I say, like I said, say what the fuck? This one I will take on my immediate thought. This one I'll take on my second thought, and then this with all confirmation I'll take on this. Um, so later on, I think I don't know when. I actually don't know why I took longs on this. I started changing my mindset. Let me see. What the fuck? Can I see my trades, please? Trader Hub? No, that's just news. Performance stats. Oof. Oh, here we go. I 23rd, 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 23rd. Oh yeah, I did. I did 50 NQ at 12:46. 12:46. That's exit time. Oh, I exited way later because I left it for a while. 10:09. So we took this at 10:09. What the fuck made me take this at 10:09? 10:09. Oh, I was actually looking for longs here. Nah, y'all don't care. This is all consolidation. Bad day to trade. This is the only trade to be taken. This was kind of just like, if you take that after this consolidation, you're kind of just gambling. Looking for a break of structure bullish, and I was thinking, especially because of this retrace, I was thinking, well, damn, sucks that this is the third day in a row now, because yesterday went against my bias, the day before went against my bias. This would have been the third day where we have a huge move down. I will say this is 9:30 open. We have a huge move up first, right? But then we're kind of expected to go down either way because of this. We're expected to go down and we just move up. I'm like, damn, third day in a row. It'll what happens, and then we kind of move back down. I'm like, what the fuck? We don't break structure here, so I'm just like, so I'm initially bearish because of this. I'm bullish. I'm between both, so I turn off my phone. Um, so I had this capped on shorts because of um. Actually, I took shorts at a good time. I took shorts like right here. Remember, like when I said it was too late, I did just immediately get on. Think, well, we can double check this. Where is it? Performance stats. Where did I take this? Because I took it like right after I saw that I missed it. Because I was copium. Can't even lie. 10 a.m. almost exactly. Let's see, where's time? Oh, I really fucking missed it. Anyways, I was like, well, I fucking missed it. So I had this set up on like a lot. I didn't set I don't really set stop losses for these. So had I set a stop loss here or here, doesn't matter. I would have lost either way. So, yeah, this missed. This one was bullish. So, but none of these were confirmed. The only one that eventually would have gotten confirmed would be at 10:30, which is literally like 30 minutes before I can't trade. And then this one, which I just completely missed. So we're fine in the sense that we kind of missed those today. Easy takes, I would say, decent takes. This consolidation would have it did have me fucked up, so I didn't trade it. But had I have a had obviously never trade like this, but had I had a gun to my head to have to take a trade, or at least like hit one of these two buttons, this would have been a really really bad day. So that's why I just took a breather and just didn't trade. Let's delete all this. No more trade talk because that's it. I'm not going to talk about the bias because we are in a random place. I couldn't even guess the bias if I wanted to. We retraced into this. We're tapped into all-time highs. Honestly, the most secure thing to do is to just wait till we, hit these like sweeps like this, and then just, try and attempt longs. Let's see. Look, this is what is this? I'm gonna assume it's a SMT. Just shit like this. Take longs. Taking longs right now. That'd be funny. Right? So we got this huge SMT. Wait for shit like this. I don't trade Asian or London or PM. I don't trade any of it, so I'm not gonna take a trade right now. But honestly, you know, I don't mind like going on this one. I don't want to blow this though. I'll just do it for the sake of the sake of it. This is on NQ, 5 cons.
Order filled.
I'm not like saying this is how it should go, but like, oh, this is neat. I'll target like 30,000. I think this is calm. 30,000 ain't bad. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. This is just like this is what I'm saying. Yeah. So, like I'm saying, we could just as easily, react off of this, go straight down, as well as this S&P. Just I think ideally we look for sweeps throughout the days. Each day has so far has had like its own kind of individual reaction. You just look for again what your model is, and then you take off of that, and you're kind of set to go. I wouldn't trade off of initial bias because like it's the fifth time in a row where a basic, I would say a more basic bias of the day just doesn't follow through. Like this sweeps all-time highs, and then you kind of just like you expect a kind of pretty big move down. You immediately sweep off this first one, which again you can take that if your model follows through because it's a sweep, um, retrace right here, and then you move up. Not 930, but you kind of get the point. But had you been trading off a bias, you'd probably be targeting this. Keep going shorts is kind of what I'm playing at. So I would definitely not suggest any of you guys trade off of any sort of bias, daily bias. Um, if it unless that's your model, of course. So I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. Not gonna probably talk about the bias too much as of right now because we're just in a weird position where I can't honestly like tell you what I think the move is. Maybe we go. I think we could definitely see. I could see us, just keep pushing farther up. I especially because of this SMT. Because I didn't see this SMT like 2 minutes ago, but now that I'm seeing this SMT, it's a sweep. We could retrace into this kind of liquidable area, then shoot up. We could shoot up right now. I don't know. So that's all I have for this. Let's get into the 10. Oh, oh, it's so far. She is so far, bro. Um, the 10 is she thinks she love me. I think she trolled. All right, so the 10 is 10 pieces of advice that I will go through every single day and rank. Rank! Yes, I say rank. This is number one. Now, this is a song by Justin Bieber. I think. I think it's Love Yourself, actually. It is. Um, Let me get more into it. To love someone else, first love yourself. And by love, I don't mean just like your girl or your boyfriend. I mean to to like not even just like every relationship. Like you love your friend as a friend, right? You love your siblings, your parents. I think you have to first learn best to love yourself. Why am I not starting with a bunch of different tens? Am I gonna write them all down right now? No, because I don't think that is gonna be. I think that's very situational. I don't know. There's a word for it. I had it in my head. It starts with like a C or a S. It's like a. It's not real though. Is when you see if I wrote down 10, things for you right now, right? That's just things that I'm coming out with the top of my head. That's not that's not what you're seeing in real life, right? These are 10 things I'm gonna just do each day. I might replace them. I might farther upon them. I might just add, make it more than 10 things that I've noticed have a huge impact on not only my trading, not only my workouts, not only my exercise, my mentality, my all of it, right? Um, and I think it starts with loving yourself. Um, is what I kind of really like took in today is you got to learn to love yourself in the sense where I don't even know if it's just love yourself, bro. Fuck that. Fuck these guys. Let me go back. And I think this is best for your mentality because we usually always have a bunch of friends, right? And our friends will tell you, "Oh, you're such a good person, or you're so good at this, or so in that." And if you get caught in the wrong trap, then kind of to view yourself as something, you need someone else to, tell you that, which is where we come up with the idea of pick me girls, pick me boys. Uh, people that rely on other people telling them that they're doing good or bad in something to acknowledge that they are doing good or bad for something. But I think the best way to um, recognize yourself as doing good or bad in something is to look retrospectively in ourselves, right? We have to. Is it retrospectively? Introspectively. Intro. What? We have to kind of reflect on ourselves, like by ourselves. So, me, for example, I'm only saying these are things that I've recognized. This isn't something I looked up online or I saw online. I was like, yeah, I see this. No, I've only ever told someone else to do something or given a piece of advice that I personally could reflect on myself. And this is one of them. I had a bunch of friends that would, maybe sometimes tell me, oh, Cody, you're good at this or you're good at that. And I started bugging them about it, right? Because you want to feel good, right? And when someone's telling you you're good at something, you're feeling good, and you kind of, I don't think it creates a high, but it makes you kind of annoying in a sense because you're always wondering, you're always asking them, what about me? Because if they're not talking about, and I'm just talking personally, if they weren't talking about Cody's doing good at this or good at someone, this guy's so good at this. Well, what about me is what I would question. And I kind of learned that was just me being a little bitch. I'll say I was a little bitch. And I've since starting to pull back from those people because I started focusing on my relationship with Jesus, right? My spirituality. And I think I learned one thing is that one of the biggest mistakes that I was falling for, and I had not known that this was like, bad for me, was I was only talking to where I was only like seeing myself as what other people saw of me. And so once I started focusing on my spirituality, these people were also not kind of effing with me as much anymore because I was talking to someone like a girl, and they weren't not effing with me because of the girl. It was more so they just don't like how, like a homeboy will kind of like stop like talking to you as much because like you're talking to a girl. I was still talking to him though. Anyways, so that's kind of what happened, and what? No, I don't care. I don't care if nobody watches this or they click out because this is super important that I get this down. So everyone was backing up. Everyone kind of started pushing themselves away. Homegirl wasn't even like talking to like me as much, and so I kind of like spent a lot of my nights like genuinely like till 5 a.m. just sitting and thinking like, man, this sucks. And then kind of course, since I was thinking about all this stuff, I was thinking, well, what actually sucks? And I realized then that I had created a reliance on like, well, for me to feel accomplished was was talking to people, or like not even just talking to people but getting people to acknowledge that I was doing good in something. And then when you say it on the outside it kind of sounds like, damn, what the fuck are you doing, bro? That's really like pussy. So I had taken a step back from them by choice. So like originally they were just like, sometimes your friends just won't talk to you for a while, right? You get an argument, um, anything, maybe they get injured. I don't know. School's over, weekends, whatever it is that causes you not to talk to your friends as much. Those will make you feel bad, like, or make me feel worse because I had not learned to love myself first. I never really appreciated myself as much as I should have. And so, that weekend would have come over and I could have just, they would have, appreciated me more. Like, because it's, it's highs and lows with, when you're talking to your friends. Sometimes you'll talk to them a bunch, sometimes you just don't talk to them. And how do you even that out? Like, how do you always just feel pretty good about yourself when you're not, there's gonna be times when you're not getting that recognition that you're craving. And so I was like, well, I need to learn to appreciate myself first. So what's that look like? I think what I wanted this to look like is not talking to my friends, not talking to this girl, not talking to anyone, and not distancing myself from everyone, just not like being friends with them anymore, but more so appreciating being alone because there's a beauty in being alone. Because when you spend all your time trying to gain recognition, not loving yourself because you can't love yourself, you're sitting at a sunset, not sitting at a sunset, you're doing whatever, you're talking for the sole intention of getting people to acknowledge you. And that's not how you're supposed to be, like that's not how that shit's supposed to go. So it's not natural, it's not functional, it's not structured, it's just you craving attention. And that makes it's a lose-lose situation for you. They don't like you talking, like trying to get their attention, and you're just only craving their attention. If they don't give it to you, what are you? So I sat alone for lunch for a few days, and I realized that, well, shit, even though I'm not getting attention, maybe they don't think that I'm doing good in school anymore. Maybe they don't think that I'm locked in on trading, which clearly, to my two viewers, I am. And if you think I'm not locked in because I didn't take a trade for the past 2 days, kill yourself. I'm super locked in, by the way. It's just because you want me to trade every day doesn't mean I should. Also, I had stuff marked out last 2 days, so you're a bitch. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. So you gotta appreciate yourself first. So then when you're talking to people, you're not talking for, you know, attention this, attention that, proving yourself this, proving yourself that. It's you gotta appreciate yourself and then let those people come your way. Because what people appreciate is someone who knows themselves, right? If you want to truly like when it comes down to it, how do you love someone else, right? mm I still haven't figured that one out yet. When I do, I'll be talking about this. Man, my videos are gonna be so much longer, aren't they? Okay. Who cares? So, loving yourself entails appreciating yourself, right? Acknowledging yourself. Because there's no situation where I think you should be craving a recognition from someone else, is what kind of I'm insinuating here. Um, People go around, and one of the most, popular type of person that's made fun of it is the type of kid that goes around telling everyone your business. And so there's a word for it. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone because I reposted it on my Instagram. Wait, hold on. You're gonna have to hold on. This word is called taciturn, which is the quiet discipline of keeping things to yourself, even when all you want is for someone to understand. And I don't know if this is a direct, perfect word for what I'm trying to explain here, but what I mean is not trying to get people to understand, but just trying to get people to recognize you. And taciturn is the quiet discipline of what is it? The quiet discipline of keeping things to yourself. So I've been doing good for the past few weeks trading, and usually I'd go around and I'd spread my business. Hey, friend one, I am doing good in trading. Friend two, I'm doing good in trading. Friend three, I'm doing good in trading. But keeping this to myself has made me realize that I'm appreciating myself for doing this good in trading. I don't need their recognition. I don't need their implication. And what that caused me to do is it's transform my relationship with them from take to I want to like a relationship is give and take. It's not oh here give me your attention, give me your attention, give me your attention. It's let's communicate, let's talk as friends, like as friends do. Tell me what's going on with your life, and I'll tell you, what about my life, and we can have fun with that. You have to be able to, and this is what, like, I think summarized all of this love yourself is very simplistically too, is you have to be fine with anyone in your life right now walking out. Anyone and everyone. And I know that sounds like, oh, some Sigma shit, right? Oh, some Alpha Wolf, you have to cut them out. I'm not telling you to cut them out, but like, think back on it and ask yourself, why do you need any of these people in your life? Not because you're Sigma. I'm talking, not, don't question this because you're Sigma. Question this because genuinely, what purpose do they serve? Don't cut them out. Not telling you to cut them out. I'm telling you, think about it. Actually, like, reflect, right? Why are you friends with this person? Because because if you haven't thought about it, maybe there's a chance that you just like their attention. And that's not true friendship. That's not true love, right? When you're loving someone because, damn, this person's super cool and they like me too. That's not love. No. That's you appreciating being recognized by someone who you think is pretty cool. That's pretty surface level appreciation. That's pretty surface level, you know, love. It's not actually true affection, right? You gotta love people at their roots, right? Why do you love someone? You don't love someone because they affect you, right? You don't love someone because they acknowledge you. You love someone because you love their character. You love the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they fucking cry. I don't know. You just appreciate their character, their roots. Don't look at their leaves. Don't pick their flowers and say, "Wow, this is cool. This is I want to buy this plant," because you got to acknowledge that the plant isn't its flower. There's the stem, there's the leaves, there's the roots, there's the soil that it grows in. So you have to be you have to think about it and realize that I should be able to be fine on my own. Complete own. I should, because I love myself, right? Oh, but what if everyone leaves me? Who will love me? You. You have to learn how to love yourself. Okay? You have to be fine with all these people living your life because, well, shit, you love yourself. And I'm not trying to make this account spiritual, but a huge help in this has been me acknowledging that maybe, no, not maybe. I am secure in this that I'm not the only person who loves me. There's two. There's myself, and then number two is Jesus, right? And I think it's huge to realize that you can't rely on, like, if you really want someone to love you, don't rely on imperfect love, right? Because who can love you better than yourself or Jesus? Like, Jesus' love is perfect. So I'm not telling you guys, oh, turn to Christianity, but I'm just telling you that you have to acknowledge that you're loved, right? And if you really want to improve your character and grow your character, I think you have to learn how to love yourself because it's just a huge plus. You're going to be able to do shit on your own, right? Well, when you don't love yourself, you're relying on all these people. You're a yes man. You're going to do what these people want you to do. You're going to be easily manipulated. These people are going to tell you what to do, and you're going to be begging for the attention. So you're going to be willing to do things that realistically aren't going to provide you growth, right? Oh, I have homework, and I'm not a school person. I don't think school really is going to make you money, but I have homework, and I have someone who wants me to do something for them, even though it's not going to benefit me in any way, right? Sure, you're a morally correct person, but you don't really need to, do what this person wants you to do, right? If it's something that they need, you're going to help someone out. That's just morally correct person. That's different from these people want to hang out and have homework. It's like, I really want these people to like me, so I'm going to hang out with them. No, you have homework. Get that shit done, right? I have a business idea that I could work on, or I have, some people that I could hang out with. Get that business idea done because you can hang out with your friends anytime. And if you can't, if you only have some opportunities to hang out with these people because they're not going to schedule around you and you have to schedule around them, those aren't your friends. Those aren't people who love you back. Those are people who use you. Okay? For what? They use you for your time. They use you for, I don't know, but if someone can't schedule around you, that's not a friend. That's at most an acquaintance. And by acquaintance, I mean a business. That's a business partner. You give them your attention, and maybe they'll give you your attention back. But when you're scheduling around them and they're not scheduling around you, that's not give and take. That's You're just giving, 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 and you're relying on their attention. So it's terrible for you mentally. Um, I since this is such a new concept to me, I've been working around this concept for a while, for not a while. I mean, like a few days. Um, because it was just this week that I realized that I have to learn how to be okay if everyone in my life left. And it's actually it's not in a Sigma way, again, not in a cornball way. It's not that hard to come to terms with the fact that you know yourself best, right? If you know yourself best, then who else should be loving you most? Like, my mom loves me most. Why? Because she knows you the best. You know yourself best. When asked who loves you the best, the answer should be straight, clear. You love yourself best, right? Well, unless you're Christian like I am, Jesus loves me best. He knows me best. He has plans for me. Um, but the only reason I'm not talking about that isn't because I'm less Christian than, you know, isn't because I don't have belief in Jesus, but mostly because um, I think if I'm gonna talk about this, I should be doing it from a everyone else's perspective because I'm gonna be real. Not everybody believes in Jesus. Not everyone believes in a God. You know, I don't know how other gods work. Maybe they don't love you as much as you love yourself. I assume they should. So the second that you get that ring, that text message from your phone, don't drop everything you're doing to pick it up because would you do it for, someone else, like someone else who you didn't like as much? No, why? Well, because this person means so much to me. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You got to be okay with other people leaving you. Not because not because that's going to make you an alpha, right? You're not going to grow fur in your skin and howl, but because that's going to make you appreciate your own character. And that's going to allow you to be your most authentic self. So if your friends are doing something that you want to do for lunch, don't go with them and then don't try and hold them back. Because if you actually do have an appreciation for them, tell them go, right? Because I appreciate you. You guys want to have lunch? Go have lunch. Because I appreciate you, you should do what you want to do. In the same sense that you shouldn't try and go with them because they should appreciate that. Man, I don't want to do that. Do what you want to do for that lunch day. Sit by yourself, right? Oh, but I'm so scared to eat by myself. I'm gonna be so lonely. I care what people think about me. All this shit. Like, what the fuck? Don't be a bitch. Just eat by yourself. You're gonna be fine. Okay? Because you have yourself, right? Who cares what other people think about you? Because there's a big man up there who doesn't care, right? And even if you don't believe in the big man, you're gonna die in 100 years and nobody's gonna remember you. No one. Oh well, maybe you'll have grandkids that that'll think of you sometimes, but I'm not gonna tell you that I spend every waking moment thinking about my grandparents. My grandparents are alive, so I hang out with them, talk to them, but I don't spend every waking moment thinking about my great grandparents. I didn't know them, right? And in 1,000 years, you're not gonna you're not gonna be remembered by your great 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 grandkids. It's a fact. If you trip in your lunch hallway, that's not gonna go on any book. It's not gonna go on any book that's gonna be remembered for generations. The tale of the motherfucker who fell, or embarrassed himself, or created a YouTube account, or so love yourself, appreciate yourself, put yourself first, okay? Or put Jesus first and then put yourself first. You know what? Well, I feel like I'm pushing that concept. So that's my first piece of advice today. This is why I believe that you should love yourself. It's super important, like task that a lot of people just don't think about. Um, right. And here's a quote that I wrote on my notes for it that I think ties to it. And these are just liners that I think maybe I should. I don't know if I'll add it. I might expand on, like, write about this in the docs, but I think it's really simple when you're just reading the love yourself. And so what I wrote was, I think that sunsets are more beautiful alone. Because alone I spend my times admiring the sunset, instead of trying to get someone else to see the beauty I feel. What does this mean? I think it's really clear what it means. I think it's straightforward. If you're sitting on a sunset and you're pointing at, oh, look at how beautiful this is, trying to, like, if the most authentic sunset you're ever going to get is the one you spend alone, because it's just you and the sunset. I don't know, maybe it's dumb. Maybe this whole shit's dumb, but I don't really care. So I'll see you Sigmas next flipping video. Yeah.